Proxy Table Gaming fans. We are PTG. I am Hyper G. You are Lucky Sixes.
Whoa! Was that loud?
Man,
Sorry.
that was pretty loud. I think my earphones cut out. It was so loud. I mean, it's incredibly loud.
Right? It's
Yeah,
lung capacity.
I barely even detected what you said, but I
can
think you said.
hold my breath for like 23 seconds. I think.
You reckon?
It's not long.
Do it. I'll talk while you do it. So this is a Warhall battle report, which makes it even crazier because it's just like the first one ever in the whole world. That's only 3 seconds, by the way. And it goes into our online Friday slot, which is incredible. I'm not counting, by the way. It's up to 9 seconds now, surely. And yeah, Friday online battle. How exciting is that? Yeah. 22 seconds, mate.
Does
you
it?
lied.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, right. Warhol. Whoa. Let's do it. Warhol. Whoa.
Man. How good does that look? That looks amazing.
So,
this is Alpha Warhall.
Right? Yeah. If you haven't already, check our review out.
Yes.
There was last week.
And the teaser.
Both videos. They give a bit of context to this, but yeah, we are in bat rep territory, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Warhall in. Again, a little bit of context, I guess, is that we've got some pre-release alpha, as you've said.
Yep. This is not available to everyone at the moment because it's in development. There is a very select group of people, which we are very privileged to be a part of. Thank you, Hugo.
Yeah.
And team for letting us in and letting us show you guys on PTG, which is amazing that PTG can be involved in a project like this.
Yeah, we're very excited.
And we're also shaping it as well, which is incredible because we are literally doing the playtesting.
Yeah.
Giving tips and feedbacks. And if you give comments on this video, we can pass them on and get them in the game as it's developed. Not guaranteed, obviously, because it might be a stupid suggestion.
Yeah.
Like make highborn elves good. That would be a silly suggestion.
It's just something no one can do.
Exactly. They shouldn't be good.
Apart from Craig and the Masters.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway, but yes, but also in terms of the bat rep as well itself. So if you're looking at it going, this would be better if this was this would be better. So this is really, really important, guys. And you're amazing at it anyway. So we're very lucky. But make sure you do, if you have any thoughts, put it on the comments below because we will be using them directly straight after this to go to everyone at Warhall and say,
make it better.
Do this. So that it looks better, etc.
Or it plays better, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So,
and actually, on that topic, one of the reasons why we've been able to bring this battle report to you is because Hugo in game design, etc., has made so many tools that make this awesomely easy to do battle reports for. So he's really considering the whole community when he's bringing this game to us, not just the players, not just the top-end players, but all spectrums of players, and battle reporters, people who like writing things up so they can take pictures easily. You'll see these pictures coming up and you'll think, how difficult was it to make this battle report? The answer is not that difficult. Because of the capability of Warhall, which is awesome. So you might
have seen some other bat reppers as well do it, but we're here and to do it right. So your
favorite bat reppers.
So
but let's show it off.
Yes.
Come on.
So
what do we got? We got an actual battle. This is a real battle.
Bat rep. So we're talking bat rep now. So enough of the new game shizzles. Here we go. So we are on.
That's pretty.
The Empire of Sonnstahl.
Yeah, Sonnstahl.
Which is you.
Yes, it is me. Yes.
The Kingdom of Equitaine, which is
so 2 of the 3 full armies that are released on Alpha.
Yeah. The actual game is encircling King of the Hill. So they're the secondary and objectives, whatever. Deployment.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I realised when I said it. The Empire of Sonnstahl. Obviously, it uses new recruit, as you can see down below in the left corner. So this is the list. Hypershi, take it away.
Oh, blimey! Yeah, and so it was relatively fast picked, shall I say? With not a massive amount of thought. The main priority was like getting a few cool lists out there. So I don't profess to be an expert on Empire, so don't shout at me for having like not the meta or whatever. It's just fun. fun list. Got a Marshal on a Great Griffin. He's not the general, because I just wanted a Great Griffin flying around, basically. So he's got Basalt Infusion and Winter Cloak. Then I've got another Great Griffin flying around with a Wizard. He's only a Wizard Adept Cosmology, because I'm loving Cosmology at the moment, thanks to my Dread Elves. He's got Death Cheater, though, which is awesome, so 4 up Fortitude. So neither of them are general or BSB. They're completely free rolls, which is quite nice. I've got 2 prelates with 3 up armor saves, 1 with Death Warrant. Yes, I know that's played wrong. Not played wrong, that's chosen wrong, but we'll get to that. And he's also got the extra channel. The other prelates, 3 up armor and Hammer of Witches, Mantle of Ulor, which is a little bit better. Ulor? I don't know. I like Ulor. Anyway.
Ulor.
The general is very much a plain old dude, really. Just a 3 up armor and a 5 up ward save, Aegis save. That's it. The BSB similarly 3 up, 1 up armor, I think, because of Black Steel. But yeah, he's just a guy on foot, really. My core is made up of 2 massive units of heavy infantry, both with spears, 1 with the Legion banner, 1 with Banner of Unity. I think I went a bit OTT on the orders side of things in this battle. I think I actually made it so I had too many orders for the units I could give them to.
Sure.
To make it actually practically useful. But that's Empire and experience again, so, forgive me. And then a unit of light infantry with handguns just to round out the core. 2 units of Reiters, because they're awesome, as chaff or, just barrage of fire. One of them had the repeater guns, which I'd never seen used before, and I just thought, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah, right.
Then I got 2 lots of artillery, 1's a mortar, 1's an Imperial Rocketeer. Again, I choose the Rocketeer because I haven't seen anyone use it. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not, who knows, we'll find out. And then 2 big units of Flagellants with the champion, where the prelates will go, which is half the reason why Death Warrant doesn't really work for them. For reasons I actually forget, but people who know Death Warrant and know Flagellants know that that's stupid. But anyway, never mind. That's the Empire list. So just a fun list. Play a game on Warhall.
4 big blocks and some flyers and artillery. Nice. This is the army in action.
Mugshot.
Yeah. So you've got on the back right, you've got the 2 Flagellants with the prelates in them. The front right, you've got the 2 50-man units. One with a general, which is on the right. 1 with a BSB, which is in the middle. The 2 artilleries, one of which is the Rocketeer, I think, is the purple token one.
I didn't actually realise at the time that I could create an artillery unit separately, and he would have actually had a proper mortar and Rocketeer on them.
So
this is just straight from New Recruit. This is.
At the back, you got the 2 Griffins, the Wizard and the Wizards is on the left, but we'll get to that anyway. And then 2 Pistoliers and some light infantry. So there you go, looking suave.
And my magic cards out there as well, which is pretty cool. All of the blessings and the Cosmos bells.
Exactly. So there's the Empire. On to Kingdom of Equitaine, and you might recognise this list from previous bat reps because it's. I had it in New Recruit, and that was the easiest thing to do. So here we go.
Didn't fancy taking the opportunity to try something new.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Usual build. So Duke Pegasus guy, going around on his own. The tanky Grail Oath Killy-ish Paladin. BSB. 2 damsels, 1 on foot, 1 not. Knights of the Realm, big-ish unit with banner and last charge, OVs. Right. 2 crossbows, 2 units of crossbows, big grails, some chaff, pegs, and 2 trebuchets, which everyone tells me to drop all the time. But I won't.
Trebs, man.
I won't.
No, I like them.
And here we go. Here is them as an army shot, which is pretty cool. Knights of the Realm on the left. At the back, Peg Knights with Peg Lord, 2 units of crossbows, 1 with a mage in them. Then you got the Grails with the mage, or the damsel, I should say, and the BSB. And then you got the chaff and trebs on the right. You can't see my spells because I've got loads. So
yeah, true.
Here we are onto deployment. As we said, it's in circle. I'm at the bottom of the screen. You're at the top. And it was also King of the Hill. So we've got bottom middle in the field is my area,
Mm-hmm.
guarded area, and top right was yours.
Yes, it was. And just for the record, like in Circle, creating those lines took literally the click of a button on Warhall.
Yeah.
So that's amazing, isn't it? Like, I know it's easy enough to create a new B after you've had practice and you know what you're doing or whatnot. But click of a button, Warhol, bang.
Yeah,
there it is.
Really easy for beginners.
And even on the tabletop, in Circle can be a right pain in the backside.
Yeah.
Not here.
This is deployment. So I mean, I dropped for first.
I think so.
After a few, there was a few down.
I think I put some flagellants down, didn't I?
Yeah, and then I dropped for first, which is a big shock. It doesn't, which all of you are aware of. That's the deployment. So on right to left, for me, you got Knights of the Realm, Treb at the back, crossbows, yeomen, grails, general, crossbows with mage, yeoman, Treb, Pegasus. Whew.
Yeah.
And you've got.
You want me to?
No, that's right. The Killy Wizard, Killy Lord
Great
Griffin, Pistoliers with the shooting.
repeater guns, yeah.
Next Pistoliers without the shooting. Then the crossbows, handguns, whatever. Then big unit with your BSB in, which is here.
That is my BSB, yeah.
Then Rocketeer, and
Mortar.
Then the flagellants each with prelate, the wizard, the general's big unit of spears at the back to finish.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah,
that looks cool. Nice top-down view as well.
Absolutely. Then onto my first turn, and you can see. Oh no, this is Vanguard. Sorry.
Yes.
So I vanguarded my pegs. So because I went for first, and I want to pray. It's a roll off basically. So I'm hoping that I still get the first turn, but in order to do that, just in case, I put my pegs there. But that's null void really. I do get the first turn, thankfully, and
you got both your yeomen forward, haven't you? One of the yeomen in the forest there.
Yes, yeah, it's just here.
And I moved my Reuters up a little bit, tiny bit,
yeah. I do get the first turn though, and I go aggro because why not? Let's try it out. Possibly not the right play, but I wanted to see if I could get you all in at once and concentrate. Then could that? I was thinking after this that whether or not I could use the yeoman one at a time rather than both at this point.
Yeah,
which is something that I thought actually I might have been able to get both of the units of flagellants without leaving you anything else quite easily. But
sure,
that's by the by. I leave my pegs there, but move them a little bit more central so that they get lots of cover.
Yeah, they couldn't charge because you did have first turn, obviously.
Yes,
so.
yeah.
So at that point, they could have seen the handguns and all sorts.
Yeah, right. But yeah, on to magic. I got Flux Card 7.
Different view as well. Talk about the different view.
Yeah, we're getting more cinematic as we go.
Absolutely, mate. It looks beautiful.
So getting closer and closer in. The only spell I got off was Awaken the Beast on the defense. I think I did try and do Stone Skin. But it was either dispelled or I failed dispel attempt or whatever.
Yeah.
This was it, wasn't it? I rolled. The first one was.
The hereditary, was it? No, it can't.
No, it would have been Swarm of Insects on your Rocketeer or whatever's on the hill.
Yes, that's
which
right.
You dispelled with everything, and then I tried to get Stone Skin off, but got a terrible roll, but then got it was only Awaken the Beast. So it was only -1 defense, but just in case you shoot him, I thought it'd be useful.
Extra resilience,
yeah. In my shooting, I do 3 wounds to the Rocketeer through my crossbows. I think we're just in range, and I do 3 to the flagellants on the right.
Yeah, should mention as well, you'll see the heavy infantry are slightly merged into the hill. That is something that's being worked on.
Yes.
That's one of those complicated things that takes a lot of computering.
Tis but a bug.
Exactly. And, yeah, whatever.
Onto your turn.
Yeah, going into my turn 1, I weighed up my options, really. I knew that the yeomen were going to cause problems for me at some point. In some ways, I was quite pleased that I could charge them both and get rid of them now, which obviously you've also addressed. Potentially, you could have saved one of them for next turn, maybe. So I charged into the flank with my flagellants, passed the frenzy on the ones in the middle, and charged my heavy infantry on the hill into the other unit. So not really moving very far.
No.
I got some orders off. Like I say, I did have slightly too many orders. I actually had 3 marshals and the Banner of Unity, which means I had 4 orders to give out if my marshal on the Griffin is near to a unit. As it happens, he's all the way on the flank, so he can't actually give anyone an order. So that was wasted anyway. But I've got my general giving an order to his spearmen. I've got my BSB giving an order to his spearmen, and then I've got their banner giving an order to the handguns.
Yeah.
It's just too much, but hey, I'll learn.
All fun and games.
Exactly.
Since this as well, he's added in the blessings, the orders.
Orders as proper tokens.
For future bat reps, we'll have that as well.
We will.
The
obviously complete the charges.
Rest of movement
unavailable. So in terms of rest of movement, I moved my 2 Reuters up. One of them hasn't got any shooting weapons, so the one that isn't got the purple dot, pink purple dot, just moves forward to threaten the trebuchet in the long term. The one the repeater guns move to shoot at the pegs in their flank. They can't hit them. My Griffin just moves up so that wherever the peg go, I could charge with the Griffin. My handguns actually move so that the peg knights can't see past that impassable terrain. They can't see the handgunners, so the peg knights can't charge the handgunners over the rock, which is pretty cool. I moved my wizard over to that flank, making it a very long charge for the Knights of the Realm. They can, I think it's possible. It's like an 11 or a 12 or something, but it's not ideal because obviously if you fail it after my flagellants and my heavy infantry are there, I could get the counter charge on the Knights if you fail that. So I was hoping you wouldn't go for an 11-inch charge because there is consequences to it, basically. I think that's it for movement.
Into magic.
I've got perception of strength on the heavy infantry, just in case you do get the charge off on them. And I think that is Aegis on the flagellants in the middle, in case your lord comes in.
Action shot. Your pistoliers get 1 wound off.
With their repeater guns, which is cool.
Mainly because you're in flank, actually.
I think I was hitting on 6s, so or maybe even 7s. So it wasn't much hope of getting a lot, but
we still got 1, so that's cool. On to combat, and
the flagellants do not kill the yeoman. How crazy is that?
And I got a wound back. This is why you roll, people. There's a lot of people that would just go, I'll take that off because it should be a thing. But this is why you roll, just in case this happens. So listen to your wall. But otherwise these ones are dead. He does flee though, and you decide not to chase.
Yes, I reform basically. Might have been pivot actually.
You pivot.
Same difference.
So this is after. So I quickly remembered I didn't take a screenshot. But this is after. So what had happened is you moved your flagellants to face my Knights of the Realm. In doing so, you actually got out of line of sight of my Grails. So I didn't have an option to do that. Otherwise, I think I might have gone both in.
I think I wouldn't have left them in, given the Grails a flank, if I couldn't get them out.
Yes.
But because I could get out, it meant that I don't have a lot of sight on the Knights, but I had to be like that to get out of the Grails.
Exactly.
It was like that.
So I guess a small bit on my part, that bad positioning from the thing. But
you had to deal with the fact that the mounted yeoman was right in front of the flagellants in the middle, though.
Well, I mean, in terms of that, obviously, my thoughts were that he does chaff them for your next turn at least, if I can rally him. But also, doing this meant that in order to maximise, I would only be a few models.
You've got all of your attacks in. I've only got some.
Which is massively beneficial to me. So I wasn't overly fussed with this.
Not at all.
And once I saw this as an option, I thought I'd do it. My lord did try and charge the
Rocketeer.
I keep forgetting. But he just failed. I think he needed a 10.
Yeah,
maybe.
it wasn't too
But my thought
low.
was if he does that, and he's looking pretty sweet on the hill. So
I think actually the spell on my flagellants is actually rerolls to wound, not Aegis,
sure,
just for the record. But we'll come to that later. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all my choices. And I just decided, again, I've gone aggro. I'm thinking at this point, if I can get some buffs off, I might be pretty good there. I've got the impact hits against them. It's not normally a good position to be going in
against spears, who are strength
big
4
blocks.
AP 3.
Let's see what they can do. Give them a hard. Let's see what we can do.
I'd fight an extra rank order off as opposed to cold-blooded.
So doing this with my general failing, my pegs have to be chaff, which is a shame.
I think your mounted yeoman rallies as well, doesn't it?
But he does rally, so at least there's something in that for later on. Is what I'm thinking. The crossbows don't move at all because I can get a decent chunk on the pistoliers.
more than I thought, actually. I didn't realise. I could have actually moved them a bit better to not be in sight. So.
I want to say 9 off the top of my head.
That rings a bell.
But yeah, something like that. So otherwise, there's not a lot else to talk about really in movement. In Magic, I get Oaken Throne off, but I also get Stone Skin as my only other main spell. I think you just spell...
I think I dispelled... No, you failed to cast the Hereditary. I did, on the Grails, I think you cast it. And you failed again. I think it was like 3-4 dice, and you got horrible rolls. Which meant you had to get Stone Skin, and then I failed to dispel Stone Skin by 1.
Well, it's just because I had extra stuff. So it was odd.
So it was a roller coaster of a Magic phase, wasn't it? Actually,
But yes, so but I did get Stone Skin off.
Didn't you have 1 dice to do the Steadfast Forest?
Yes, one? So I got it a bit wrong in my head. Actually, is what I should have done. I should have just forgot about the 9 enemy or Stone Skin once I hadn't got off. But because I didn't get it, because I didn't cast it in the first place, it just completely threw me for what was going on. So I did have the Forest spell, which I was hoping to make you not steadfast, which is why Oaken Throne was off. But by the point I got to Oaken Throne, I had 2 dice. I should have had 3. So it was a bit from my.
And you had to use 1 for Oaken Throne and then 1 for the.
Yeah, and I got 6 on Oaken Throne, which is ironic because I needed that for the Forest spell, and I think I rolled a 4 or something. So it was close, but I just needed that extra dice, man.
Yeah, it looks like I didn't actually have Perception of Strength off on the heavy infantry as well. Maybe you dispelled that in the last turn.
Sure.
Because that number 4's gone from my unit. So
but yeah. So the
crossbows... I love that picture.
It's a good one, isn't it? It's a good one.
How amazing
with
is
the
that
background and everything. Oh, baby. Yeah. But yeah, they actually do a number on the pistoliers, even down to 1. But you pass your panic, which I was.
I don't think I do.
Or don't you? No, you don't. You're right. Your memory's better than mine.
There you go.
But
I passed my panic on the Griffin.
Yeah. Which, I mean, at this point is all I'm hoping, because I don't think I've got many answers for him. So I'm hoping just to cause.
I don't think the Reuters are insignificant, so I think it was a genuine panic test for him running through. So
unless you're not fearless, are you?
No, I don't think so.
So we played it right then, way. So there's that. My crossbows do another 3 wounds to the flagellants, so they're doing all right. I think they killed 6 so far, so pretty decent for crossbows who I don't really care about. In combat, the Grails go to Absolute Town and do a really, really decent chunk of wounds. Although my BSB completely whiffs. So he's got 4 attacks because of might, strength 7, AP 4, all these rerolls of everything. He's got the rerolls of 1s and everything like that, and he just he doesn't get a single.
I don't think I even had to make a save.
No.
So I was only 3 up armor. That's all I had.
Yeah.
And I didn't actually have to.
You wouldn't have had a save.
Well, exactly, but it didn't matter because it didn't get that far.
So I didn't do a single wound with my BSB on your prelate, which was my.
You were rolling hot on 2s, weren't you? Which weren't rerollable.
Yeah. Because I really, really didn't want you to be able to cast spells on them. That was my big thing. I was like, right, I'll target him with the BSB, see if I need to get 1 or 2 more wounds off on him. But I didn't do anything. So in that thought, I thought, well, with my Grails, I've got to go against the unit, and they did a decent job. You killed 2, which I think is pretty good.
Pretty about right. I mean, I was attacking. At this point, you were killing models that weren't going to attack, so their rule about getting an attack after they're dead wasn't really coming into play here. So I think I had about 8 attacks on your Grail Knights, hitting on 4s.
Which was another...
Oh, that was one thing we forgot the whole battle, actually. Prelates give the unit hatred, don't they? And I didn't re-roll a single hit on any of my flagellant rolls. So
Game of remembering. But yeah, so... But you stick around because you're unbreakable. So
of course.
It doesn't matter. Over in the other combat, I do really, really well, which is pretty...
9 kills and 1 wound on the general.
I don't know whether that is really that good, because I've got 12 impact hits
with your impact hits as well.
Attacks and then 3 from the horses. But it's not terrible by any means. I only lose 1 in return as well. And you pass your steadfast.
I do, which is a cold. No, it wasn't cold-blooded because I had fighting extra rank. It was just straight up 9 and re-rollable because my BSB was in range.
Yeah, but it was a bit optimistic that you did, but there was always a chance.
If you'd got the forest spell on them,
yes. Well, you wouldn't have been steadfast, so that was the big one, really. Because of you sticking around, I had to go like this, which actually isn't a terrible thing for me at this point.
Gets you out of flagellant view.
Got me out of the flagellant view, and I'm stone skinned, so I'm not really overly bothered by the Griffin. But also doing this, ironically, I guess, gets him in my front. Weirdly,
the Griffin, yeah.
So yeah. Otherwise, this is a shot of things after combat.
Yeah.
And leading on to your turn.
Great, my turn 2.
Yeah.
I do charge the Griffin in. He was always going to. Like I said, I couldn't move the flagellants to prevent you getting out of there, because if I'd have done that, I'd have been in Grail's charge range. So not being able to charge the flagellants wasn't terribly disappointing. Obviously, if you hadn't have remembered to reform, it would have been great, and I could have killed the Knights on the Royal Realm so easily with the flagellants in the flank. But as it is, I've got to go with the Griffin. This time I get the cold-blooded order on the heavy infantry, just to make sure that they're not failing any steadfast tests. Make double sure. I charge the Pegasus Knights with my other heavy infantry unit, just to grind them out, basically. I know that they're 3 up armor after my AP, but still, I figure I can get rid of them on combat res, really.
Yeah.
I think I failed my flagellant reform, post-combat reform. Did I? Why am I not reforming with my flagellants? Did I choose not to?
Yes. So you may be unbreakable for your.
Oh yes, but I'd lost combat by loads,
lost combat, so
which meant I couldn't pass my reform. That's right. Yeah. At least we think that's the way unbreakable works, don't we?
Yeah.
That's how we played it anyway. So yeah.
It's on me if it isn't, but I'm pretty sure.
It's fine. I'm happy being unbreakable. I love unbreakable. So I think that's my movement really. In there anyway. My Reuter with the repeater gun continues to run, but he stops literally as close as possible to the board edge. And I think, did my Griffin declare a charge? No, it doesn't. It moves up over the hill to try and come up the trebuchet and crossbows, because that's what the Griffin's planning on doing. He was always planning on ignoring the fun and going hunting, basically.
Yeah, man.
And similarly, my Reuters with the light lance and shield, without any shooting, go for the treb. I've got a wound off in your treb. No, you misfired. Your trebs have done nothing in your first 2 turns, haven't they? You were actually forgetting your partial hit. Though, weren't you?
Yeah, they were rolling low, so we'll just say that they failed.
And now my heavy infantry are in combat as well, which is awesome for me. I got perception of strength off properly this time on the heavy infantry, which is amazing. I don't think I got anything else off.
I think that was your only spell as well.
Oh yeah, then this happens, doesn't it? I mortar, because I can just
it wasn't. I don't think it was your mortar, was it? It was the D3 guy.
Oh no, you're right. It was the Rocketeer, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Rocketeer on the hill. Pang gets him. You fail your Aegis save and a roller.
You get
maximum wounds.
One hit out of 3.
Mm.
It wounds.
Yeah.
I fail my Aegis, and you roll 6.
On the D3.
Fair play. One rule that we wanted to clear up that I wasn't sure about was the catapult being on the Rocketeer.
Mortar.
And the Rocketeer as well. The Rocketeer's a catapult.
So
it has 3 shots. So does that get a partial hit? If it fails, it's...
One of them, yeah.
We did it. Both did.
That's 3 shots, doesn't it?
Yeah. We did, the mortar and that we played it that they both did.
Yeah.
So does the Rocketeer get it? That's the only one. The mortar we're sure does, but the Rocketeer, because it has 3 shots at different things. I wasn't.
Yeah.
Sure
So if you hit with one of them, like if you rolled a 6-2-2, do the 2s re-roll for their partial?
For their partials. So
because they're catapult. I think they probably do.
But we don't know. We don't.
But it's a bit weird because it's 3 shots.
Yeah.
So
and I know that there's loads of Empire fans out there.
Massively supported army.
Yeah. Let us know on that because we're going to need to know.
But Peg Duke is
Duke
dead.
Dies. Sad times.
Of course, your yeoman passes his panic test and then gets hit with a mortar rock on the head.
He does, yeah. And so he's dead as well. After combat in the middle, again, Grails go to town. They're doing a decent job of thinning out the ranks.
Yeah.
And
now, however, I am getting attacks from my guys that die, so I can still manage to do 2 wounds back, which is pretty good.
And this time, when I haven't charged, I managed to get a wound off on your prelate, which is just...
Still didn't roll very well, though, if I remember. Your BSB needs a talking to.
Silly boy. But yeah, so that's how that is over there. On the right, we... Again, I think it's a bit of a fluff, but...
I suppose you're only strength 4, aren't you? And I had... Well, I suppose I still res 3.
It's 6-1, maybe, to you. To me, sorry. But then you've got charge, 4 ranks, because of Legion Banner. And a BS and a standard.
And charge.
Yeah, so you end up winning by 1, I think it is.
I think it is, yeah. And I've got fear on my Griffin.
And you've got fear, so my 8 goes down to 7 because of the...
Well,
whatever it is. But however it is, I rolled an 8, and then because of the re-roll, an 8 again. So they are off. They run.
Yeah, they're gone.
Which is a bit sad, but that's how it goes.
Yeah.
The Griffin.
I decided to send the Griffin because he had Swift Stride, and I wanted to reform my. I wanted to pivot because obviously this was.
Yes.
This was my turn actually.
Yeah, this was your turn.
Yeah, but pivot, stroke, reform, same formation. I wanted to be in the same formation anyway. It didn't matter. The heavy infantry, so that if my flagellants can. Well, I knew my flagellants had held you up in the start of your turn, so your Grail Knights were going to be there for my next turn. Because I can't run away, and you can't pursue me. You're literally stuck there until you kill them.
Yeah.
So I managed to get your knights with my Griffin. Is the long way of saying that.
The way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, and of course, in my turn 3, before I actually managed to kill the knights, I'd actually moved my flagellants to face the knights in case that was an ongoing combat. Yeah. So they're literally just rotating on the spot. It is combat res.
Yeah.
It's all on combat res, isn't it?
Yeah, well, because you don't end up doing any wounds, which is odd.
No.
I do 3, but it is. I mean, it's on.
It's charge, BSB, 3 ranks. I'm 5-3. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I fail on my reroll and run away. This is before you move, but you don't catch me. So that's how that is, and this is how it looks after you move.
I've moved my light infantry around the rock as well. Yeah. I don't think I mentioned that.
So this is after my movement as well. The only movement I've got is these crossbows facing the left flank to see if they can get any points.
Yeah, your pegs rally, don't they?
The pegs rally. The mage moves out as well, just in case. So there's multiple targets and all that jazz. Then I end up getting swarm of insects off from kill 2, but they pass their leadership again.
They do.
Just wanting some crazy dice on that front. My catapult goes and kills 2 more though.
Yeah.
But I think because they've already passed, they pass.
No, or they passed again because it was a different phase, magic and then shooting.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, either way, they passed. So there's one guy that remaining.
No, I think you might have killed them all actually.
Oh, did I?
I think you killed them all.
Oh right. Well,
I don't remember taking another panic test.
We'll say I did. Catapult finally. Trebuchet comes to the party at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the combat over here, I kill the prelate, but start to really decline from the grails, and you kill the steady. It's steady, man.
Yeah, two a turn. Yeah.
I think you stopped summer growth, or I didn't cast it again, or something like that. It was summer growth was because I didn't get. It doesn't look like I got swarm off. I think you let that one go.
I let swarm go
and stopped everything else. I did get.
What was your flux card? It wasn't anything great.
I think it was possibly the lower one, but it does. Yeah, whatever happens, I don't get spell off on these guys. Summer growth, they're dwindling away.
Yeah, I was definitely stopping summer growth because I didn't want any more ground knots back.
Yeah,
so.
Not looking good.
No.
And this is the overview, and actually where we call it because it's looking bleak.
Empire.
Man, yeah,
my new army.
It's strong. I mean, it was all a bit fun anyway. We were just sort of trying out the Warhall, which has been excellent. And
mention Warhall again because hey, it's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, man. And yeah, just trying out different shots and different bat reps and stuff. So a little bit, probably on my side, I went too aggressive too early. I should have been shooting the flagellants before I go into them.
Yeah, there's a lot of targets for your trebuchets that you just didn't roll well enough to hit, unfortunately.
Yeah,
you could have really smashed up those heavy infantry in turn 1, couldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm into your flagellants turn 2 with my things. Probably what I should have done was just sit back and just see if I could win the attrition with druidism and high armor and stuff like that. Because I don't think you've got a massive amount of shooting.
Not really, especially if you take out my Rocketeer with your range.
Yeah, so I've definitely I should win the range battle. So, and most of your spells are buffs and things. So
yeah, if you force my flyers to come near you, then you can pick them off as they come.
Yeah.
So it was very aggressive, but I think you said even during the battle, I'm just going to go for it. And see what happens,
I wanted to. Yeah, again, say while it's not a new list, sometimes every now and then I try something different with them because the main thing with the list that with the Kingdom of Equitaine that I've done is I try and sit back, counter charge, but shoot you off because with my list specifically, there's not a lot of bodies. It seems to be a very elite Kingdom of Equitaine list that I've got. So I tend to try and whittle you down a bit more, and make you come to me and see if
I've got a lot of bodies as a counter as well. I've got 2 units of 50 heavy infantry, 2 units of 30 flagellants.
Sure,
that's a lot just there. There's 160 models just in those 4 units.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and again, you look at the left side, I know it's only 2 5-man pistolier units, but my Treb and the thing actually dealt with that fairly well. So if I can do that across the board. And the crossbows on the right were taking 3 at a time off your flagellants. So... excuse me. So but from your point of view, played it well. And solid.
It's good fun. I like the 2 units of heavy infantry in core. I think that unit, the combat res of those 2 units with the orders, is pretty cool. Like choosing between fight and extra rank and cold blooded is amazing. Bit of Cosmo to back it up as well, and a decently armored character in each unit as well to buff out the discipline. I mean, in terms of my next plan, it was basically charge the peg again, send them packing, get the King of the Hill.
Yeah.
And
this was
killed the Ground Knights as well. So
leading on to your turn 3 as well. So what we said was flagellants would turn, Griffin would move up, not that scared, or it would either move up or go behind the hill. The 2 options.
Exactly.
But if it was just the flagellants would turn now, then march in your turn 4, then march in your turn 5, then charge me in turn 6. So the Treb and the bottom right would probably be okay, but the crossbows would definitely be dead. Obviously, with the centre one, you've got my crossbows probably in 2 turns, maybe 3 maximum.
Griffin gets into the Treb range in next turn, so you can't shoot it. So
and the mage might get away. So I might
maybe.
So we sort of, I guess we math hammered it and theory hammered it out, but
there wasn't a lot more that the Equitaine could do to stop a big win for Empire. So.
Yeah, so we called it there, and it ended up being a 20-0 to the Empire. I mean, we said it could have been 18.
It could have been slightly less, depending on how wily you were with your run away.
This isn't a tournament game. I gave my hand. It is 20 to the Empire.
I took
played,
it.
Sir. Yeah, well played.
Well played. No, good fun, wasn't it? And playing on Warhall, it was seamless, wasn't it? It was great.
Yeah, well, I mean, considering, this was our second battle because we had.
It was our first one we had practiced, didn't we? Yeah.
It was.
Actually, what happened in that first one, Lucky Sixes?
I got an illegal charge with my Grails to win the game.
You basically charged a unit that wasn't in your line of sight. It was hilarious.
That's the way to win, boys.
And neither of us spotted it. Yeah, neither of us spotted it. It was only when we looked at the pictures afterwards that we realised you'd done it, didn't we?
So we didn't include it because it was complete bollocks.
Well, we weren't actually planning on reporting that one. That was a practice, wasn't it?
But yeah, so there it is, our first Warhall bat rep. We'll say 1-0.
We're really eager to. Okay, we really want to see your comments on what you think of it. We need to know. We need to know your comments.
A, what you think about Warhall. That's a big one for us. B, what you think could improve the bat reps in terms of Warhall. So what different things do you want to see us include that would make the bat rep better? And C, whether you like the bat rep as a whole. From our point of view, from a PTG.
And D, Tactica, because I was playing Empire for the first time. As. I don't often play Empire. Do continue to help Lucky Sixes with Equitaine, because he still considers himself learning them for some reason, despite playing the same list for 9 years. Tell him to get rid of the Trebs again, basically, because they didn't hit at all. No, they did. They got one hit.
On the Pistols. They probably got my only points though in the game.
6 shots, yeah, true, yeah.
But yes, do all that, like, share, subscribe, see our other content from hobby to bat reps to etc., and have a good time, guys, and stay safe.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, see you later. We're still doing it. It's the end. See you later.
I'm off.